What if 7 minerals, each costing less than a bag of groceries, could transform your soil so completely that your harvest doubles in a single season? Not a gimmick, not a sales pitch. Science tested at Penn State, Clemson, Cornell, and a dozen other universities. Results you can measure in 28 days. The global fertilizer industry generates over $230 billion a year, selling products you have to buy again every single season. They want you focused on 3 letters: NPK. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Those matter, but they are only 3 of the 17 essential nutrients your plants need. And here is what they never tell you. If the structure of your soil is broken, if the biology is dead, if water and air cannot move through it, then no amount of NPK will save your garden. You are pouring nutrients into a locked vault. The 7 minerals we are about to cover fix the vault. They repair the architecture, restart the biology, and unlock every nutrient already sitting in your soil. Some have been used for over 2,000 years. Others were discovered in volcanic deposits millions of years old. And one of them, the most popular one on social media, might actually be hurting your garden. Mineral 1. Gypsum, the clay breaker. If you have heavy clay soil, this single amendment can transform your garden in 1 to 3 weeks. Gypsum is calcium sulfate. It has been used since the ancient Romans spread it on their fields 2,000 years ago. Benjamin Franklin demonstrated its power in the 1700s by writing words in gypsum on a hillside and watching the grass grow thicker and greener in those exact letters for months. Here is what it does. Clay particles are flat and microscopic, stacked like millions of tiny plates with no space between them. Water cannot drain. Air cannot flow. Roots suffocate. Gypsum contains calcium ions that bind to those particles and force them to clump into larger aggregates. Scientists call this flocculation. Gaps open up, air and water flow through, roots breathe. Iowa State University Extension confirms that gypsum improves soil structure without altering pH. This matters because lime also provides calcium, but raises pH. If your soil is already neutral or alkaline, lime creates a new problem. Gypsum fixes structure while leaving pH alone. Purdue University and Oregon State Extension both recommend it for compacted and clay soils. Apply about 40 pounds per 1,000 square feet, worked into the top 6 inches. A 40-pound bag costs $12 to $18, about 1 to 2 cents per square foot for a transformation that lasts years. Mineral 2. Biochar, the 2,000-year foundation. If gypsum fixes the architecture, biochar builds the city inside it. This is the most powerful long-term amendment on this list, and the one the fertilizer industry hopes you never discover. Biochar is created through pyrolysis, heating organic material like wood or rice husks in a low-oxygen environment. The result is an extremely porous carbon structure. A single gram has a surface area of up to 300 square meters. Some activated forms exceed 1,000 square meters per gram. Multiple tennis courts compressed into a particle smaller than a pea. That surface area provides housing for billions of beneficial microbes. Those pores hold water and dissolved nutrients, releasing them slowly when soil dries. And biochar creates air pockets that prevent compaction, so roots can breathe. Penn State Extension documents its ability to improve soil health and support microbial communities. Michigan State and Colorado State Extension confirm its benefits for long-term fertility. Here is what terrifies the fertilizer industry. You apply biochar once, and it lasts for centuries. In the Amazon, patches of soil called terra preta were enriched with biochar by indigenous peoples over 2,500 years ago. Cornell researcher Johannes Lehmann has studied these soils extensively. They remain extraordinarily fertile today. Brazilian farmers still harvest from decisions someone made 25 centuries ago. Mix 10% biochar by volume into the top 6 inches. A 15-pound bag costs $25 to $35. One tip: charge your biochar first by soaking it in compost tea or diluted fish emulsion for 24 hours. Fresh biochar is so absorbent it can temporarily draw nutrients away from plants. Charging loads those pores with biology so they work immediately. Mineral 3. Greensand, the ancient ocean's gift. Greensand solves a problem most gardeners do not know they have. Trace mineral deficiency. It is a naturally occurring mineral called glauconite, formed from ancient ocean sediments millions of years ago, rich in potassium, iron, magnesium, and more than 30 trace minerals. Standard NPK fertilizers address only 3 of 17 required nutrients. But your plants also need iron for chlorophyll, magnesium for photosynthesis, manganese for enzymes, and zinc for growth hormones. Missing even one creates yellow leaves, slow growth, and poor fruit, while NPK levels test perfectly fine. The University of Maine Cooperative Extension recommends greensand as a source of potassium and trace minerals, and it emphasizes soil testing to guide rates. What makes it remarkable is its slow-release nature. It feeds your soil steadily over 3 to 5 years, and it works synergistically with biochar. Biochar houses the microbes that break down green sand particles and make nutrients available to roots. Together, they create a feedback loop that strengthens over time. Apply 50 to 100 pounds per 1,000 square feet. A 50-pound bag costs $20 to $35. That is less than 2 cents per square foot per year over its effective period. The material should be dark green. If it is not green, it is not real green sand. Mineral 4. Azomite, nature's complete vitamin pill. If green sand covers major trace minerals, Azomite fills the gaps with ultra-trace elements. Most soil tests do not even measure. The name stands for A to Z of minerals, including trace elements. Azomite is volcanic ash from a single deposit in Utah where a volcanic eruption met an ancient seabed millions of years ago, creating a deposit with over 70 naturally occurring elements. Ultra-trace elements like selenium, molybdenum, cobalt, and boron are needed in tiny amounts, but their absence causes serious problems. Boron deficiency causes hollow broccoli stems. Molybdenum deficiency prevents legumes from fixing nitrogen. Selenium deficiency weakens plant immune systems. The University of Maine Cooperative Extension acknowledges azomite alongside greensand as a mineral source. Its power lies in completeness. Instead of diagnosing individual deficiencies, azomite provides the full spectrum in proportions nature assembled through volcanic activity. Apply 5 to 10 pounds per 1,000 square feet. A 44-pound bag costs $25 to $35 and covers 4,400 to 8,800 square feet. Less than 1 cent per square foot. Mineral 5. Basalt rock dust, the yield booster. This is the amendment most gardeners have never heard of, and it might be the most exciting development in natural soil science in the last decade. Basalt forms when lava cools rapidly, trapping a broad spectrum of minerals in fine-grained form. When crushed, those minerals become available to soil biology faster than other rock dusts. Basalt is rich in calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, and silicon. Silicon is what makes basalt special. Plants use it to build stronger cell walls, which means better resistance to disease, pests, drought, and heat stress. Think of silicon as armor plating for your plants. The University of Florida published research in 2025 confirming that basalt rock dust improves soil health while contributing to carbon sequestration through enhanced rock weathering. The University of Maryland highlighted basalt's potential as a nature-based climate solution. When basalt weathers in soil, it binds atmospheric carbon dioxide into stable mineral form. Your garden becomes a small-scale climate solution. Apply 25 to 50 pounds per 1,000 square feet. A 50-pound bag costs $20 to $40. Basalt pairs beautifully with biochar and worm castings, which hold minerals in place and provide the biology to break particles into plant-available form. Mineral 6. Worm castings. The living engine. Everything we have discussed, the structure, the minerals, the architecture, none of it matters without biology. Worm castings are where chemistry meets life. Worm castings are the end product of organic matter passing through the digestive system of earthworms. That journey transforms raw material into something extraordinary. Every gram contains billions of beneficial microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and living enzymes that continue working in your soil long after application. The University of Florida IFAS Extension, University of Maryland Extension, and University of Illinois Extension all document their benefits for nutrient availability, water retention, disease suppression, and soil structure. The real power is in what the microbes do. They break down rock dust particles into plant-available nutrients. They suppress soil-borne diseases by outcompeting harmful fungi and producing natural antibiotics. They form mycorrhizal associations with roots, expanding reach by up to 100 times and improving nutrient uptake by as much as 40%. This means the same minerals already in your soil become dramatically more available to your plants. Worm castings do not just add nutrition, they upgrade your soil's entire operating system. Worm castings also contain humic acid, which improves soil structure and increases water retention. They have neutral pH, so they will not disrupt your soil's balance. And unlike synthetic fertilizers that can burn plants if over-applied, worm castings only help. You literally cannot use too much. For new beds, mix 20 to 30% into existing soil. For established beds, top dress with a ½ inch to 1 inch annually. For container plants, use 10 to 20% in your potting mix. You can also make worm casting tea by soaking 1 cup of castings in 5 gallons of water for 24 hours. Then water directly at the base for instant liquid nutrition. A 15-pound bag costs $25 to $35, or make them free. A basic worm bin costs $40 to $100. Feed your worms kitchen scraps, vegetable peels, coffee grounds, crushed eggshells, and shredded paper. Each month you harvest 2 to 4 pounds. Each year, 25 to 50 pounds. That is $40 to $85 worth of premium amendment from a one-time investment. The worms do all the work. You spend 10 minutes a week. Mineral 7. Epsom salt, the one they overhype. Now we arrive at the most popular amendment on social media, and the one that requires the most honesty. Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate, has become a gardening ritual. People swear it prevents blossom end rot. The internet is flooded with this advice. Most of it is wrong. Epsom salt does provide magnesium and sulfur. If your soil is genuinely magnesium deficient, it can produce visible greening in 7 to 14 days. That rapid response is real. North Dakota State University Extension debunked the myth directly. Their horticulturist Tom Kalb states that Epsom salt does not prevent blossom end rot. It leads to more of it. Blossom end rot is caused by calcium deficiency. Epsom salt contains 0 calcium. Worse, magnesium and calcium compete for plant uptake. The more magnesium you add, the less calcium your plants absorb. Clemson University Extension reinforces this. Excessive Epsom salt adds salts to soil that accumulate around root zones, block water uptake, and inhibit calcium absorption. The result is stunted growth and worse blossom end rot on the exact crops you were trying to protect. Use Epsom salt only when a soil test confirms magnesium deficiency. Dissolve 1 to 2 tablespoons per gallon and apply once or twice per season. A 4-pound bag costs $5 to $8. Cheap does not mean harmless. Apply without a soil test and you risk salt buildup, calcium lockout, and worse harvests than doing nothing. This is the amendment the fertilizer industry loves. It is cheap, it feels like a miracle when it works, and it keeps you buying bags season after season without fixing the real problem. The real fix is everything else on this list. Fix the structure, restore the biology, provide the full mineral spectrum. Then magnesium deficiency usually resolves itself. These 7 minerals create a system. Gypsum and biochar solve structure. Greensand, azomite, and basalt solve chemistry. Worm castings solve biology. Epsom salt serves as a targeted intervention only when soil tests confirm the need. 3 foundations of healthy soil, all addressed by 7 amendments. Step 1. Get a soil test. $15 to $30 at your county extension office. This single step prevents you from wasting money on amendments you do not need. Step 2. Prioritize. Heavy clay. Start with gypsum. Lifeless soil. Biochar first. Deficiency symptoms. Add greensand and azomite. Dead biology. Worm castings. Not sure. Apply all 7 in this order. Gypsum first if you have clay. Then biochar. Then worm castings. Then greensand, azomite, and basalt rock dust. Epsom salt only if your test says you need it. Total investment for a 1,000 square foot garden. Gypsum, 40 pounds, about $15. Biochar, 15 pounds, about $30. Greensand, 50 pounds, about $30. Azomite, 44 pounds, about $30. Basalt rock dust, 50 pounds, about $30. Worm castings, 15 pounds, about $30. Epsom salt, 4 pounds, about $6. Grand total, roughly $170. Now compare that to synthetic fertilizer. A 1,000 square foot garden costs $15 to $25 per month in commercial fertilizer. That is $180 to $300 every single year, and you have to buy it again forever. With these 7 amendments, biochar lasts a lifetime. Gypsum's effects persist for years. Greensand releases for 3 to 5 years. Azomite lasts 2 to 3 seasons. Basalt continues weathering over multiple years, and worm castings can be produced for free. In year 1, you spend $170. In year 2 onward, $30 to $60, or less if you run a worm bin. This is not a cost. This is an investment in an asset that appreciates every year. The fertilizer industry built a $230 billion system around one idea: that your soil needs their products every season, forever. They profit from dependence. They sell you 3 nutrients when your plants need 17. They sell you a monthly subscription to soil health when 7 minerals, applied once, can build fertility that lasts decades. Indigenous peoples in the Amazon figured out a better way 2,500 years ago. They built soils so rich they are still fertile today. No lab, no factory, no supply chain. Just an understanding that soil is alive, and that feeding its biology creates abundance that feeds itself. You can grow what they silenced. Start with one amendment this weekend. Add another next month. Within 28 days, you will see changes you can measure. Within one season, your neighbors will ask what you are doing differently. Within a few years, your soil will be the richest on your block, and you will have stopped buying fertilizer entirely. Every handful of biochar you mix into your garden is a vote against the system that wants you dependent. Every bag of rock dust is a quiet rebellion. Every worm bin is a declaration that fertility does not come in bags. It comes from the earth itself. The next seed breaks free soon.